Ito matapos gumuho ang isang tulay sa probinsya ng Jazan sa Saudi Arabia.
Ayon sa lokal na ulat, inanod ng flash flood ng isang bahagi ng tulay na naging sanhi ng pagguho nito. Mga detalye ng balita, ibabahagi maya-maya. Magandang gabi. Ako po si Ricky Matay.
At ako si Nina Richie Alagaw Flores. Ito ang Mata ng Agila International. Para naman sa mga headlines ngayong Lunes ng gabi.
Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. nakipagkita kay German Federal Minister of Defense Boris Pistorius.
Pilipinas at Vietnam magsasagawa ng kauna-unahang Joint Coast Guard exercise.
Bilang ng mga nasawi sa protesta sa Bangladesh, halos 100 na.
At Nikkei Index bumagsak ng 12.4%, US economy nanganganib.
At 2 gintong medalya na panalunan ni Filipino Olympian Carlos Yulo sa Paris Olympics. Malugod na tinanggap ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. si German Federal Minister of Defense Boris Pistorius sa isang courtesy call sa Malacanang.
Ayon kay Pangulong Marcos, ang Pilipinas at Germany ay malapit na magkapanalig at magkatuwang sa maraming aspeto. Ang Germany ay mahalagang kasosyo ng Pilipinas at ang relasyon sa pagitan ng dalawang bansa at ng mga mamamayan nito ay nakabatay sa paggalang at pagpapahalaga sa isa't isa. Dumating si Pistorius sa Manila nitong Sabado para sa 3 araw na pagbisita sa bansa. Siya ay unang German Defense Minister na bumisita sa Pilipinas. Layo ng pagbisita na ito na paigtingin ang presensya ng Germany sa Indo-Pacific region. Sa isinagawang pagpupulong, muling pinagtibay ang masiglang diplomatikong relasyon ng Pilipinas at Germany sa pamamagitan ng address ng geopolitical issues sa kapwa-bansang may kinalaman dito. Pinasalamatan naman ni Pistorius si Pangulong Marcos sa mainit na pagtanggap sa kanya. Inihayag din ni Pistorius na handa ang Germany na makipagtulungan sa Pilipinas.
Sa kaugnay na balita, nagkasundo ang Pilipinas at Germany na kumpletuhin ang isang defense pact. Ang kasunduan ay naganap pagkatapos ng pagpupulong ni Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr. at ni German Federal Minister of Defense Boris Pistorius sa Maynila. Bahagi ng planong Defense Pact na palawakin pa ang training at bilateral exchanges sa pagitan ng Pilipinas at ng Germany. Kasama po rito ang pagtuklas sa isang oportunidad upang palawigin ang bilateral armaments cooperation ng dalawang bansa at magsimula rin ng ilang joint projects. Layon din ng nasabing Defense Pact na isulong ang pagpapairal ng international rules-based order sa rehiyon sa gitna ng lumalalang tensyon sa pinag-aagawang teritoryo sa West Philippine Sea. Ang pagpupulong ni Secretary Chodoro at Defense Minister Pistorius ay may kaugnayan sa nalalapit na pagsapit sa 7 dekadang taong diplomatikong relasyon ng Pilipinas at ng Germany na nagsimula pa noong taong 1974.
Dumating na ang isang barko ng Vietnam sa kabisera ng Pilipinas nitong Lunes upang simulan ang kauna-unahang Joint Coast Guard exercise sa pagitan ng dalawang bansa. Mananatili ang barko ng Vietnam na CSB 8002 ng 5 araw sa bansa at makakasama nito sa joint drills ang offshore patrol vessel ng Pilipinas na BRP Gabriela Silang. Ayon sa Philippine Coast Guard, magsasagawa sila ng pagsasanay sa search and rescue, fire prevention at fighting drills sa dagat. Una nang napaulat na parehong may territorial claims ang Pilipinas at Vietnam sa West Philippine Sea o WPS. Ngunit nung bumisita sa Hanoi si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. noong Enero ay nagkaroon ng kasunduan ng Pilipinas at Vietnam na palakasin ang Coast Guard cooperation ng dalawang bansa sa WPS. Git pa ni Marcos, nais ng Pilipinas na payapang lutasin na lamang ang anumang maritime incidents na mangyayari laban sa Vietnam.
ay ang Public Utility Vehicle or PUV Modernization Program. Ito po ang paninindigan ng Department of Transportation o DOTR. Kaugnay ito sa negatibong epekto kung sususpindihin ang naturang programa. Una nang nagpadala ng isang liham si DOTR Secretary Jaime Bautista kung saan iginiit ng kalihim ang nagiging overall impact ng naturang programa mula nang mabuo ito taong 1992. Tinukoy ni Bautista ang paghinto sa kasalukuyang stage ng implementasyon ng programa ay posibleng magdulot ng pagkaantala sa mga serbisyong marami ang nakikinabang. Sinabi rin ng kalihim na naglaan ang pamahalaan ng 1.6 billion pesos para sa program ngayong taon. Ayon pa sa kalihim, ang utilization rate ng nasabing programa ay nasa 53% ng kabuuang 7.5 billion peso budget mula sa 2018 hanggang 2024. Samantala, dati na rin sinabi ni LTFRB Chairperson Teofilo Guaris III na karamihan sa public sector or transport sector ay pumirma na sa ilalim ng programang ito.
Tinaguri ang isang national treasure si double Olympic gold medalist Carlos Yulo dahil sa naiuwi nitong mga tagumpay sa Pilipinas. Una nang nabanggit ni House Speaker Martin Romualdez na isang sports hero at national treasure si Yulo dahil sa monumental achievement nitong nakamit. Nitong Sabado ay ginulat ni Yulo ang buong mundo sa makasaysayang pagsungkit ng unang gold medal para sa Paris Olympics matapos makakuha ito ng solid 15.00 sa kanyang near-perfect routine sa men's artistic gymnastics. Nagpasalamat din si Yulo sa lahat ng Pilipino, lalo na sa kanyang mga kababayan sa Negros, mga sumusuporta, nagpupuyat at nananalangin ng kanyang pagkapanalo. Handa rin si Yulo na mapasama sa susunod na 2028 Los Angeles Olympics.
Pinamamadali na ni Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman sa mga opisyal ng Department of Budget and Management or DBM na matapos na ang guidelines para sa Executive Order No. 64. Ang Executive Order No. 64 ay ang kautusang inihain ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. na nagpapataas ng mga sahod ng mga empleyado ng gobyerno o kawani at pagkakaloob ng dagdag na allowance sa mga ito. Tinukoy naman ng kalihim na ang naturang salary increase ay hindi lamang para sa 2025, kundi ay retroactive din mula pa noong January 1, 2024. Ibig pong sabihin, mayroong matatanggap na salary differential o back pay ang mga kawani ng gobyerno. Sakop na naturang wage hike ang lahat ng civilian government personnel sa executive, legislative at maging sa judicial branches. Kasama rin dito ang constitutional commissions and offices, government-owned or controlled corporation na hindi sakop ng GOCC, Governance Act of 2011 at Executive Order No. 150 at local government units.
Nasabat ng Bureau of Customs ang tinatayang 38 milyon at 800,000 halaga ng marijuana sa Manila International Container Port. Natagpuan ang iligal na kargamento kung nasaan ang mga droga na may laman ng mga plastic tableware, kitchenware at iba pa. Ayon sa ahensya, nagmula sa Thailand ang kargamento at nakapangalan sa isang imports company. Kinumpirma nila na naglalaman ng 79 na piraso ng mga heat-sealed na pakete ang nasa loob ng 3 kahon. Bawat isa rito ay naglalaman ng marijuana. Magpapatuloy pa ang pisikal na pagsusuri sa 75 mga kahon na natitira pa sa nahanap ng ahensya.
At asahan naman po ang bahagyang rollback sa presyo ng mga produktong petrolyo bukas, August 6. Ayon sa advisories ng mga oil industry firms, ibababa nila ng 10 sentimos ang presyo ng kada litro ng gasolina. 20 sentimos naman ang rollback sa presyo ng kada litro ng diesel. Ang kerosene ay nasa 45 ang bagsak sa presyo ng kada litro nito. Susunod, Chinese drones nagmaniobra sa himpapawid ng Taiwan.
Protesta laban kay Nicolas Maduro nagpapatuloy pa rin.
At Kamala Harris, formal na kandidato ng Democratic Party. Mga detalye ng mga balita sa pagbabalik ng Mata ng Agila International.
This portion is brought to you by 318 Automart.
As people age, the prevalence and chances of getting susceptible diseases also increase. Feiwa Medical Clinic specializes in integrative and restorative medicine to help you optimize your well-being as you navigate the natural process of aging, utilizing safe, proven, and time-tested healing methods for a holistic approach to health.
We are powered by a team of experts, traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, and Filipino doctors who bridge the Eastern and the Western medicine. We offer to our patient a patient-centered care that respects cultural background and beliefs.
After the treatment, I don't feel that tired anymore. I feel some relief.
May nagsabi sa akin na magamot ka doon kay Dr. Lin sa Feiwa Medical Clinic. Ginamot niya ako. Binigyan niya ako ng Chinese herbal para inumin ko ng 3 buwan. Dito sa Feiwa Medical Clinic, gumaling ako. Pasalamat ako sa kanya. Ngayon, wala na ako sakit.
Schedule a consultation today and experience the Feiwa difference.
Visit their website at feywamedical.org or reach out to these numbers to unlock your path to increase longevity and a thriving life.
Sa kasulukuyang henerasyon, marami na ang nag-viral. Dahil po yan sa kanilang ginagawang pagtulong sa kapwa. Pero mas marami ang tumutulong kahit walang nakakakita. Kaya naman kung ikaw ay may kilala na grupo o individual na may natatanging pagresponde sa lipunan at maging sa kalikasan, mag-text lamang sa 0915-415-1035 o mag-email sa responde@net25.com at magpadala ng mensahe sa ating Facebook page at Net25TV. Baka kayo na ang susunod nating Certified Key Responder.
Let's get together sa Net25. Sa Net25.
Ng Philippine National Police o PNP ang 75 mga pulis na naka-assign bilang bodyguard ni Vice Presidente Sara Duterte na tinawag niya bilang political harassment. Ngunit ito nga ba ay politika o purong politika lamang? Ano nga ba ang tunay na kwento sa likod ng pagtanggal sa ilang security personnel ni Duterte? Nilinaw ni PNP Chief Romel Marbil ang dahilan ng pag-recall ng 75 sa mga security personnel ni Vice Presidente Duterte matapos niyang i-anunsyo ito. Sinabi niya na mababa ang banta sa buhay ni Duterte at ang pag-deploy sa mga pulis ay makakatulong sa kakulangan ng pulisya sa Metro Manila. Anya, target ng PNP ngayon na maabot ang 1:500 na mga pulisya sa Metro Manila na sa ngayon ay may isang pulis lamang sa bawat 2,000 katao. Gayunpaman, tinawag ni Vice Presidente Duterte na kasinungalingan ang sinabi ni Marbil tungkol sa pull-out ng mga pulis. Sinabi niya na ang pagtanggal sa mga pulis ay nangyari matapos ang kanyang pagbibitiw bilang Education Secretary at ang kanyang pahayag na ikinumpara ang SONA sa isang disaster. Pinabulaanan din ni Duterte ang pahayag ni Marbil na walang banta sa buhay ng kanyang pamilya. Samantala, nanawagan siya sa kanyang mga taga-suporta at kaalyado sa Senado na tiyakin ang kaligtasan ng kanyang pamilya. Ito ay matapos hikayatin ni Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa ang mga pulis at sundalo na mag-volunteer bilang karagdagang seguridad para kay Vice Presidente. Nanawagan din si Senator Amy Marcos na ibalik ang mga pulis sa security detail ni Vice Presidente dahil siya ang pangalawang pinakamataas na opisyal sa bansa. Gayunpaman, pinabulaanan ni Justice Secretary Crispin Remulla ang pangangailangan ng pagbabalik ng 75 na pulis sa kanyang detail. Binanggit niya na marami pa ring security personnel si Duterte kung ikukumpara kay Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Kahit ikumpara sa kanyang hinalinhan na mayroong 78 military personnel lamang, si Duterte ay may higit sa 400 sa kanyang security detail noong 2022. Ilang lungsod rin ang may mas maliit na bilang ng mga pulis kagaya ng Mandaluyong na nasa 300 lamang para sa mahigit 400,000 na populasyon. Sa kasalukuyan, kahit wala ng 75 mga pulis, mayroon pa ring higit sa 300 na natitira sa kanyang security detail. Hindi na nga magkakasya ang 300 na mga personnel sa loob ng isang Boeing 737 Dreamliner kung i-escort nila ang vice-presidente sa isang bansa. Sinabi pa ni Representative Joel Chua na ito ay naging dahilan upang siya ang maging pinaka-secured na vice-presidente sa kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. Ayon naman kay Presidential Advisor on Poverty Alleviation Larry Gadon, ang gobyerno ay gumastos na ng halos 500 milyong piso para sa mga security detail ni Duterte. Sinabi niya na pinanatili ni Duterte ang higit sa 400 security personnel sa nakalipas na 2 taon, bawat isa ay kumikita ng tinatayang 50,000 piso kada buwan. Anya, nagamit sana ang 500 milyong piso para sa mga Pilipino sa pagpuksa ng kahirapan at sa pagpapakain sa mga nagugutom na kababayan. Kamakailan lang rin sinabi ni Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr. na ang Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group ay mayroong 75 milyon na alokasyon lamang sa 2024 budget. Samantala, para sa 2025, ang Office of the Vice President ay humihingi ng mahigit 2 bilyong piso. Para saan gagamitin ng Vice-Presidente na nag-resign bilang Education Secretary ang hinihiling na 2 bilyon na budget? Hindi pa niya na ipaliliwanag kung paano niya ginastos ang 125 milyon na pondo sa pagtatapos ng 2022. Sa ngayon, wala pang komento si Duterte ukol sa mga pahayag na ito. Samantala, pinili ni PNP Chief Marbil na huwag magkomento sa mga akusasyon na ginawa ni Duterte. Sinabi rin ni PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo na ang 75 na tinanggal ay muling na-assign sa National Capital Region Police Office.
Sa iba pang mga balita, pinangunahan ni North Korean leader Kim Jong-un ang paghahatid ng 250 bagong tactical ballistic missile launchers sa mga frontline troops. Ipinagmalaki ni Kim ang mga missile launchers na up-to-date tactical attack weapons ng Pyongyang at personal niya pa raw itong dinisenyo. Anya, handa nang ilipat ang mga missiles na ito sa units ng Korean People's Army sa border upang tapatan ang puwersa ng South Korea. Agara naglabas ng pahayag ang Joint Chiefs of Staff ng South Korea at nagbabala sa publiko na maaaring gamitin ng North Korea ang mga missiles para bantaan o atakihin ang Seoul.
Namataang umaligid na naman ang Chinese military drones sa perimeter ng Taiwan. Sa isang pahayag ng Taiwanese Ministry of Defense ay isinagawa ng Beijing ang kanilang air patrol bilang tugon sa kamakailang joint sale ng Philippine Coast Guard at Japanese Navy sa West Philippine Sea. Ayon kay Institute for National Defense and Security Research Fellow Su Zuyun, maaaring sinimula ng China ang naturang mga maniobra para balaan ng Taiwan na huwag makilahok sa nasabing mga aktibidad. Kaugnay nito, inirekomenda ni Democratic Progressive Party legislator Wang Ting-yu na pahusayan pa ang defense capabilities ng kanilang teritoryo para makapaghanda sa mga banta ng China. Una rito, iniulat ng Taipei Media na 2 uri ng Chinese drones ang namataan ng Defense Ministry na lumilipad sa may perimeter ng Taiwan noong Sabado, kung saan nataon na may 31 Chinese military aircraft at 12 Chinese warships ang nag-ooperate sa loob at malapit sa Taiwan Strait habang isinasagawa ang drone maneuvers.
Sa Bangladesh, halos 100 ang pinaghihinalaang napatay at 12 na ang nasaktan sa salpukang naganap noong linggo sa pagitan ng mga demonstrador at ng mga pulis. Jeff Sanidad para sa detalye.
Teargas at granada ang ginamit ng pulisya ng Bangladesh laban sa libo-libong demonstrador na nais pababain sa pwesto si Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Noong linggo, 7 na ang inulat na nasawi at 12 na ang sinasabing nasaktan dahil sa salpukan sa pagitan ng otoridad at ng mga relihista. Dahil sa kaguluhan, inalis ng pamahalaan ng Bangladesh ang access ng bansa sa internet. Nagsimulang sumabog ang mga protesta nang manalo ng ika-4 na termino si Hasina noong Enero. Binoykot ito ng oposisyon ng Bangladesh Nationalist Party. Ayon sa mga report, 2 construction workers ang napatay at 30 ang nasaktan sa Munsigani nang maglaban ng mga demonstrador, pulis at mga aktivista. May 3 tao ang nasawi at 50 ang sugatan sa Pabna nang magkaengkwentro ang mga demonstrador doon at ang Awami League naman ni Hasina. 2 naman sa Bogura ang napatay din dahil sa karahasan kaugnay ng mga demonstrasyon. Noong Hulyo, may 150 ang namatay at libo-libo ang nasaktan habang 10,000 ang inaresto sa demonstrasyon na pinangunahan ng mga estudyante na laban sa mga kota ng trabaho sa gobyerno. Nahinto saglit ang mga protesta nang alisin ng Supreme Court ang mga kota, subalit bumalik ang mga estudyante sa kalye upang ihingi ng hustisya ang mga pamilya ng mga namatay sa engkwentro. Inakusahan si Hasina ng paggamit ng labis na dahas upang itigil ang kilusan laban sa kanya. Pinabulaanan ito ng kampo ni Hasina. Jeff Sanidad para sa Mata ng Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
Sa Bangladesh pa rin nag-resign si Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina ngayong Lunes at iniwan ang kanyang bahay sa Dhaka. Nangyari ang pagtakas nito sa kanilang bansa habang patuloy ang malawakang karahasan sa Bangladesh. Inanunsyo ni Army Chief Wakir Uz-Zaman ang pagbibitiw ni Hasina sa isang talumpati sa telebisyon at sinabing isang pansamantalang gobyerno ang bubuuin.
আমি সমস্ত রাজনৈতিক দলের নেতৃবৃন্দকে এখানে আমন্ত্রণ করেছিলাম। ওনারা এখানে এসেছেন, আমরা একটা সুন্দর আলোচনা করেছি। সেখানে আমরা সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছি যে একটা ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্ট আমরা ফর্ম করব এবং ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্টের মাধ্যমে এদেশের সমস্ত কার্যকলাপ চলবে। আমরা এখন মহামান্য রাষ্ট্রপতির কাছে যাব, যে এই ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্ট ফর্মের ব্যাপারে ওনার সাথে আলোচনা করে আমরা একটা ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্ট ফর্ম করে দেশ পরিচালনা করব।
Ayon sa mga local media, si Hasina ay lumipad lula ng isang military helicopter kasama ang kanyang kapatid patungo sa India. Lumapag siya sa Agartala, ang kabisera ng Tripura, isang estado sa hilagang silangang India na nasa kabilang bahagi ng silangang border ng Bangladesh. Nilamon ng mga protesta at karahasan ng Bangladesh matapos ang mga protesta ng mga estudyante simula noong nakaraang buwan laban sa reservation quotas sa mga trabaho sa gobyerno. Mga 250 katao ang namatay habang libu-libo naman ang nasugatan sa kaguluhan.
Sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon, ipinakita sa publiko ng Kyiv ang F-16 fighter jets nito na lumilipad sa himpapawid ng Ukraine noong linggo. Rosel Feria po para sa balita.
Makikitang pinagmamasdan ni Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky ang F-16 fighter jets ng bansa habang lumilipad sa himpapawid ng kabiserang Kyiv. Bilang kumpirmasyon, sinabi ni Zelensky na sinimulan ng paliparin ng mga piloto ng Ukraine Air Force ang F-16s na gawa ng Estados Unidos.
Ми провели сотні зустрічей та перемовин, щоб зміцнити можливості нашої авіації, зміцнити можливості нашої ППО, наших сил оборони. Ми часто чули у відповідь слово «це неможливо», але все ж ми зробили можливим те, що було нашою амбіцією, нашою оборонною потребою. А тепер це дійсно реальність у нашому небі. F-16 в Україні.
Ang pagdating ng F-16s ay 29 na buwan matapos pasukin ng Russia ang Ukraine. Ang pagdating ng jets na ito ay isang malaking hakbang sa gitna ng labanan. Ito ay sa kabila ng hindi malinaw na paliwanag kung gaano ang epekto nito sa depensa at sa labanan. Sa nakaraan, nakadepende ang Ukraine sa matanda ng warplanes nito na noon pang panahon ng Soviet. Madaling napapatumba ito ng Russia na mas moderno ang gamit ng mga sandata. Rosel Feria para sa Mata ng Agila International, trusted, connected, on point.
Sinunog at pinasok ng mga nagkakagulong tao ang ilang hotel na ginagamit bilang tirahan ng mga asylum seekers sa United Kingdom noong linggo. Ang Ang marahas na kaguluhan ay nagsimula matapos ang pananaksak sa 3 batang babae sa Southport. Malaking misinformasyon o disinformasyon ang kumalat sa bansa kasama ng mga maling pahayag na ang umatake ay isang imigrante. Makikita ang mga nagpoprotesta na winawasak at sinusunog ang 2 Holiday Inn sa England, kabilang ang isa na kilalang tinutuluyan ng mga asylum seekers. Kinondena ni British Prime Minister Keir Starmer ang marahas na protesta na nagresulta sa pag-aresto ng hindi bababa sa 147 katao at pagkasugat ng isang pulis. Sinabi niya na ang mga sangkot sa karahasan na nangyari ay haharap sa buong bigat ng batas.
Samantala, noong linggo, hinimok ng bansang France sa mga mamamayan nito sa Lebanon na lisanin na ang bansa dahil sa nagbabantang eskalasyon ng labanan sa gitnang silangan. Ana Kui para sa balita.
Lalong tumindi ang tensyon sa gitnang silangan nang patayin sa Tehran si Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh noong Miyerkules ng puwersang Israeli. Ito ay isang araw matapos mapatay naman sa Beirut si Fawad Shukr na punong commander ng Hezbollah, ang armadong grupo mula sa Lebanon. Nanawagan ng mga awtoridad ng France sa mga mamamayan nito na nasa Lebanon sa kasalukuyan na samantalahin ang commercial flights na maaari pa ring lumipad. Para sa isang French student na ngayon ay nasa Lebanon, sapat ang impormasyon ng embahada para sa kanilang mga mamamayan doon. Anya, hindi man siya natatakot sa mga kaganapan doon, alam niyang mas ligtas ang bumalik na muna sa France.
On a eu un peu peur par rapport aux affolements sur les chaînes qui étaient présentées, enfin les mails qu'on recevait, etc. Mais sinon, honnêtement, c'était assez safe. Enfin, franchement, si on n'allait pas dans les endroits qui n'étaient pas recommandés par l'ambassade, on recevait des mails de l'ambassade, etc. Donc franchement, c'était assez safe si on restait dans les endroits recommandés. Je la trouve adéquate dans le sens où le danger est présent et on ne sait pas où il est à n'importe quel moment. Mais on n'a pas vraiment ressenti de peur au centre de Beyrouth depuis la dernière frappe. Donc ça va, mais je pense que c'était plus safe pour nous de rentrer à la maison.
Ayon sa Air France, suspendido pa rin ang mga biyahe nito papunta at patungong Paris at Beirut hanggang 6 ng Agosto. Ana Kui para sa mata ng Agila International, Trusted, Connected, On Point.
Laganap sa kalye ang mga Venezuelan sa Latin America dahil kanilang inilaban ang kanilang hinaing sa kawalan ng transparency ng nakaraang eleksyon sa kanilang bayan. Dito ay kung saan pirinoklamang nanalo si incumbent President Nicolas Maduro. Narito ang report ni MJ de Guzman.
Sa kabisera ng Argentina na Buenos Aires, nagtipon-tipon ng mga demonstrador laban sa resulta ng eleksyon sa Venezuela. Winawagayway nila ang mga bandera ng Venezuela habang inaawit ang pambansang awit. Umaasa silang mabago pa ang sinasabing pagkakapanalo ni Pangulong Nicolas Maduro.
El exilio, damos voz, damos fuerza, estamos en apoyo con todos los venezolanos que sabemos que están en la lucha en todas las calles de todas las ciudades del país y no hay manera de verdad de agradecer todo ese aguante, carajo, que llevan años, hermanos, gente que hoy está dando quizás lo último que les queda. Mañana no saben, no hay nada en la heladera, en la nevera de los venezolanos, hermanos. Hay gente que la está pasando muy mal. Hay otros que no quieren que hable de esto, que piensan que yo estoy siendo dramático. Esto no es drama, chicos. Esto no es drama. Se trata del 6º día de usurpación.
Sa Mexico City naman, nagrally ang mga Venezuelans sa may monumento ni Simon Bolivar. Kini-question din nila ang eleksyon ni Maduro. Samantala, sa kabisera naman ng Colombia sa Bogota, nag-alsa ang Venezuelan community sa Simon Bolivar Square. Nananawagan sila sa international community na makialam upang ipagtanggol nila ang demokrasya sa Venezuela. Sa Peru, sinabi ng mga demonstrador na dinedepensahan nila ang kanilang mga boto sa labas ng Embahada ng Venezuela sa Lima. Nagsimulang pumutok ang mga protesta sa Venezuela noong Lunes, 29 ng Hulyo, matapos ideklara ng mga otoridad ng eleksyon na nanalo ng ikatlong termino si Nicolas Maduro. Anila, tumanggap si Maduro ng 51% na boto na mag-e-extend ng kanyang 25 taong pamumuno. Subalit ayon sa oposisyon, batay sa kanilang tali, 70% ng boto ay para sa kandidato nitong si Edmundo Gonzales higit sa doble na tinanggap ni Maduro. Ang Venezuelan community sa lahat ng Latin America ay lumalaki nitong mga nakaraang taon. Marami sa kanila ang lumalabas ng bansa upang takasan ang kahirapan at kaguluhan. NJ De Guzman para sa Mata ng Agila International, trusted, connected, on point.
Hinatulan ang isang dating Honduras Police Chief na 19 na taong pagkakabilanggo sa Estados Unidos. Ito po ay matapos niyang aminin ng pagkakasangkot sa isang sabwatan upang protektahan ang mga shipments ng cocaine sa bansa. Si Juan Carlos Bonilla Valladares, na mas kilala bilang El Tigre, ay naging miyembro ng Honduran National Police sa loob ng ilang dekada bago ito naging pinuno nito noong 2012. Naging makapangyarihan si El Tigre sa pamamagitan ng pagpapabilis ng trafficking ng cocaine at paggamit ng karahasan kabilang ang pagpatay upang protektahan ang kalakalan ng droga sa Honduras. Naaresto si Bonilla Valladares noong 2022 matapos itong ituring na kasabwat ng dating Pangulong Juan Orlando Hernandez sa mga krimen. Ang kanyang anak na nasa courtroom noong hinatulan siya ay nagsabing pinanindigan ng kanyang ama ang pagiging inosente. Sinabi nitong umamin lamang ng kasalanan si Bonilla Valladares dahil umaasa siyang makakalaya pa balang araw.
Binawi ni U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin ang plea agreement para sa mastermind sa likod ng 9/11 terror attacks at kanyang mga kasabwat. Sa isang surprise memorandum na inilabas noong Biyernes ng gabi, sinabi ni Austin na ang responsibilidad para sa naturang mahalagang desisyon ay nakadepende sa kanya. Kung maaalala, inanunsyo ng Pentagon na nakipagkasunduan sa isang plea deal para kay Khalid Sheikh Mohammed o mas kilala bilang KSM at dalawa pa nitong co-defendants na sina Walid bin Atash at Mustafa Al-Hawsawi na inakusahan ng pagplano ng pag-atake noong September 11, 2001. Sa memo na pinadala ni Austin sa overseer ng kaso na si Susan Escalier, nakasaad na umaatras na ang Pentagon chief mula sa 3 pre-trial agreements na nilagdaan niya noong July 31, 2024 na nagkakansela ng parusang kamatayan para sa 3 akusado. Ang kaso nga laban sa mga 9/11 defendants ay ilang taon nang nakabinbin habang ang mga akusado ay nananatiling nakabilanggo sa Guantanamo Bay Military Base sa Cuba. Matatandaan, naglungsad ng 4 coordinated Islamist terrorist suicide attacks ang Al-Qaeda laban sa US noong September 11, 2001. 19 terrorists ang nag-hijack sa 4 na commercial airliners na nakaschedule ng bumiyahe mula East Coast patungong California. Ito ang itinuturing na deadliest terrorist attacks sa kasaysayan ng Amerika na ikinasawi ng 2,996 katao. Nakuha na ni U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris ang presidential nomination ng Democratic Party.
So he won't debate, but he and his running mate sure seem to have a lot to say about me. And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird? Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you got something to say,
Siya lamang ang nag-iisang kandidata sa balota sa isinagawang 5 araw na electronic vote ng nasa 4,000 party convention delegates. Dahil dito ay tsak na ang kanyang pagsabak sa halalan laban sa katunggali niyang si dating US President Donald Trump. Opisyal na itong tatanghalin na presidential nominee ng partido sa gaganaping Democratic Convention sa Chicago sa mga susunod na buwan. Sinabi ng 59-year-old na si Harris na labis siyang nagagalak na mapili bilang presumptive Democratic nominee for President of the United States. Magugunitang siya ang napili ni US President Joe Biden na humalili sa pagkapangulo ng US matapos na ito ay tuluyang umatras dahil sa panawagan ng marami na kanilang kapartido.
Inaabangan na ang pag-anunsyo ni presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris kung sino ang pipiliin nitong vice-presidente sa Lunes. Pipili na ng running mate si presumptive Democratic presidential candidate Harris sa Lunes bago sila magkasamang mangampanya sa multi-state battleground tour sa isang linggo. Ayon sa isang source, ang tour na ito sa isang linggo ang makakatunton kung kaninong partido aayon ang swing states sa darating na Nobyembre. Ang maiksing listahan ng mga aring piliing vice-presidente ni Harris ay sila Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, U.S. Senator Mark Kelly ng Arizona, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz at Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg. Ayon sa Bloomberg News and Morning Consult poll ng mga rehistradong botante, lumalamang na po sa laban kay Republican Donald Trump sa 6 na swing states mula nang mag-anunsyo ng pag-atras si Pangulong Joe Biden. 7 ang tinuturing na swing states sa Amerika. Batay naman sa 3-day Reuters Ipsos poll na nakumpleto noong linggo, hawak ni Harris sa marginal 1 percentage point lead laban kay Trump.
Susunod, Japanese stock market bumagsak. CrowdStrike kinasuhan ang sarili nitong shareholders. At Filipino gymnast Carlos Yulo nagkamit ng double gold sa Olympics. Yan at iba pang mga balita sa pagbabalik po ng Mata ng Agila International.
This portion is brought to you by Supreme Pure Organic Barley by Levex. First, alkaline-based pure organic barley. Every sip is full of beneficial nutrients. Wag basta barley. Dapat alkaline-based Supreme Pure Organic Barley.
Why choose Supreme Pure Organic Barley? It is 100% pure organic barley straight from Australia. Certified super brands. The first alkaline-based barley in the Philippines. High pH level, 7.9 alkaline level, 68 micronutrients, non-acidic. It helps boost immune system, improves digestion, high in antioxidants, regulates blood sugar level and cholesterol. Waglan Basta Barley. Dapat alkaline-based Supreme Pure Organic Barley.
May init na issue at malalim na talakayan.
Wala namang scandals, wala namang corruption issue or anything of that magnitude to warrant a change in leadership.
Ang news commentary show na matapang at may paninindigan.
Ito ngayon may Chinese mafia, nakakakuha ng mga authentic na Filipino birth certificate. Well, ako because nga sabi ko, ibabalance mo lang naman yan eh. So, maging mas stricto lang tayo, siguro taasan natin yung ante.
Ano sa palagay nyo? Monday to Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Dito lang sa Net 25.
Let's get together. Sunnet 25. Sunnet 25.
This portion is brought to you by Robic Builders.
Nagbabalik ang Mata ng Agila International sa pagpapatuloy ng ating mga balita ngayong gabi. Kasalukuyang walang kuryente ang nasa 100,000 na kabahayan sa buong Florida dahil po sa Hurricane Debbie. Ayon sa ulat ng National Hurricane Center, naglandfall na ang Hurricane Debbie sa Florida. Batay sa huling datos sa National Hurricane Center, nasa Category 1 storm ang Derby or si Debbie na may 80 miles per hour na lakas at kumikilos pa ng direksyon na pahilaga silangan sa bilis na 10 miles per hour. Inaasahang patuloy pa itong lalakas at pagdating sa baybayin ng Georgia. Nag-issue na rin ang Hurricane Center ng hurricane warning sa lugar ng Florida Gulf Coast, Suwannee River, Yankeetown dahil sa bagyo. Nagdeklara naman sina Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, and South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster ng state of emergency sa kani-kanilang mga estado upang makapaghanda sa posibleng epekto ng pananalasa ng Hurricane Debbie.
Dahil sa mahabang tagtuyot sa Spain, isang reservoir doon ang nagmimistulan ng disyerto. Ito ay isang bagay na kinalulungkot ng mga residente dahil ang lugar nila ay dating sikat na tourist spot. Si Bruce Balmeo para sa detalye.
Ito ang Amador Reservoirs. Dati itong destinasyon ng mga turista kung saan nakapaglalakad at nakapangingisda ang mga bisita kung mamanehuhin. 45 minuto lang ang layo nito sa baybayin ng Alicante. Subalit ngayon ay tila desyerto na ito dahil sa hindi matapos na tagtuyot sa bansang Espanya. Ang reservoir na ito ang nagsusupply ng tubig sa Benidorm at Villajojosa. Noong 27 ng Hulyo, napuno ang reservoir ng hanggang sa 12.5% lamang ng kapasidad nito. Sa kabuuan, napupuno ang reservoir sa Spain ng hanggang 57.22%. Ngunit dahil nga sa tagtuyot na tila ayaw matapos, napilitang mag-establish siya ng ilang rehiyon sa bansa ng paghihigpit sa paggamit ng tubig. Bruce Balmeo para sa mata ng Agila International, trusted, connected, on point.
Patay ang 2 katao matapos gumuho ang isang tulay sa probinsya ng Jazan sa Saudi Arabia. Ayon sa lokal na ulat, inanod ng flash floods ang isang bahagi ng tulay na naging sanhi ng pagguho nito. Tinangay din ng malakas na agos na baha ang 2 sasakyan sa huling dumaan sa tulay. Ang isang sasakyan ay tuluyan namang nadaganan ng haligi ng tulay. 12 ng katao ang hindi pa rin nahahanap ng mga otoridad. Subalit, nagsagawa na ng search and rescue operations ang mga otoridad sa nasabing lugar. Nitong Sabado, nagbabala ang National Center for Meteorology ng heavy rainfall warning na may kasamang thunderstorm forecast sa probinsya ng Jazan. Lumubog ang maraming daan at ang iba naman ay bahagyang gumuho sa isang intersection road sa Jiangnan District, Wuhan, China. Ayon sa opisyal na pahayag na inilabas ng Chinese Communist Party, gumuho ang isang bahagi ng underground construction site ng Wuhan Metro Line 12. Saad din ng pahayag, gumuho ang site dahil sa water influx sa lupa. Batay naman sa lokal na ulat, nagkaroon ng lamat at bitak ang intersection ng Ho-Ho Avenue at Wenbo Road. Nagdulot din ito ng malaking sinkhole na tinatayang may 20 metro ang haba at 15 metro ang lawak. Samantala, may mga ulat mula sa publiko na nagsasabing nasa 2,000 kwadradong metro ang lawak ng naging pagguho sa lugar. Wala namang naiulat na nasaktan sa naging insidente. Ngunit nag-activate ang lokal na otoridad ng emergency protocols. Ilan dito ang pag-implement ng traffic controls sa apektadong daan. Kasalukuyang nagsasagawa rin ng inspeksyon ng mga operatiba sa lugar para alamin ang pinsalang naidulot ng pagguho ng site. Inanunsyo ng chipmaker Intel na magbabawas ito ng nasa 15 mga empleyado para makapag-ipon ng $10 billion sa susunod na taon. Bahagi ito ng plano ng chipmaker na sumabay sa trend ng paggamit ng Artificial Intelligence or AI upang kalabanin ng mga karibal nitong kumpanya katulad ng Nvidia at AMD. Bahagi ng hakbang na ito ay maglalabas ng enhanced retirement offering ang kumpanya sa mga eligible employees sa susunod na linggo. Nitong second quarter, nag-report ng kalugihan ng Intel kung saan bumaba ng 19% ang stocks nito sa after-hours trading. Batay sa pagtataya ng mga analysts, posibleng mawala ng na tayong $24 billion ang market value ng nasabing kumpanya.
Bumagsak ang benchmark Nikkei 225 stock index ng Japan na ikinabahala umano ng world market. Ayon sa mga analyst, ang kasalukuyang pinagdadaan ng recession ng Japan ay makaaapekto sa potensyal na pagbagsak ng ekonomiya ng Estados Unidos. Dahil dito ay lubhang naapektuhan din ang tech stocks at maraming major investors sa Japanese stock market, kasama na rin ang Samsung at ang Magnificent Seven stocks kung tawagin. Ang stock price ng Samsung ay bumaba ng halos 11.6%. Ang mother company ng Google na Alphabet at recent AI tech giant na Nvidia ay nakapagtala ng 11% loss. Ang Amazon, Apple at Meta naman ay bumagsak ng 10%, habang ang Microsoft naman ay bumagsak ng 9%. As of market close noong Biyernes ay bumagsak ang nasabing stock market ng Japan ng 12.8%, ang pinakamalaking market dip na naranasan ng bansa simula ng Black Monday noong taong 1987 pa.
Inanunsyo ng Synergium na ibabahagi nito ang kanilang bird flu vaccine data sa mga manufacturers ng low at middle-income countries. Ang drug maker na Synergium ay nasa early stage ng pagdevelop ng mRNA vaccines laban sa H5N1 virus. Ayon sa World Health Organization, nais ng Synergium na mapabilis at maging patas ang vaccine rollout sakali magkaroon ng bird flu pandemic.
Kinasuhan ng shareholders ng CrowdStrike ang management ng naturang kumpanya para sa global IT outage. Kamakailan lang ang palyadong software update na ginawa ng nasabing cybersecurity firm ay nakaapekto sa halos 8 milyong computer units na di sinasadyang magresulta sa isang global IT outage. Ayon sa kaso, nagpalabas ang CrowdStrike ng false and misleading claims tungkol sa software testing bago nangyari ang insidente. Nagresulta ito sa pagbaba ng halos 32% ng presyo ng company stock sa merkado na tinataya namang nagkakahalaga ng higit kumulang $25 billion. Itinanggi naman ng CrowdStrike ang lahat ng alegasyong nakasaad sa dokumentong isinumite sa korte at balak nitong labanan ang naturang kaso.
Kasalukuyang nakikipag-usap ang Meta sa ilang mga celebrities at mga prominenteng tao o tulad ng mga influencers para hingin ang rights ng kanilang mga boses.
Meta platforms beat forecasts over the second quarter.
Ito ng paglunsad ng kumpanya na Meta AI Digital Assistance Product. Ayon sa isang pahayagan, ilan sa mga sinusubukang makuha na boses ng Meta ay ang kina Awkwafina, Judi Dench at komedyanteng si Keegan Michael Key. Dagdag din nito na posibleng isama ng Meta ang ilang top talents mula sa Hollywood. Subalit, dinagdag na Meta na hindi pa pinal ang lineup ng mga aktor, gayon din ang kasunduan. Sa nakaraang linggo, nag-anunsyo si Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg na tataasan ito ang gastusin para sa artificial intelligence ng halos $37 billion mula $30 billion ngayong taon. Giit ni Zuckerberg, mas mainam na maglunsad siya na mabilis para sa AI kaysa naman mahuli ito sa karera laban sa kanyang mga kakumpetensya.
Inilabas ng Chinese People's Liberation Army Corps ang isang kakaibang drone. Kita sa video ng Chinese military na ang hugis at itsura ng nasabing drone ay parang isang ibon. Taong 2018 nang napaulat ang Chinese military na nag-develop ito ng bird drones sa ilalim ng government program nitong Pigeon. Noong 2022 naman, nakapag-develop ang China ng isang demaki ng ibon na may timbang na 1,600 grams na may wingspan na 2 metro. Gumagamit ang drone na ito ng isang lithium battery at tumatagal ito sa himpapawid ng 2 oras.
At walang bibitiw, balitang sports at entertainment sa pagbabalik na Mata ng Agila International.
This portion is brought to you by North Luzon Express Terminal.
Choosing the kind of treatment that would work best is one of the hardest decisions to make. But one clinic has been instrumental in helping people manage a variety of health and wellness concerns.
Paywa Medical Clinic Incorporated has been trusted by thousands of patients worldwide seeking holistic care. Our brand of service is empowered by a team of experts, traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, and Filipino doctors who bridge the Eastern and the Western medicine. We offer to our patient a patient-centered care that respects cultural background and beliefs.
After the treatment, I don't feel that tired anymore. I feel some relief.
May nagsabi sa akin na pagamot ka doon kay Dr. Lin sa Paywa Medical Clinic. Inamot niya ako. Binigyan niya ako ng Chinese herbal para inumin ko ng 3 buwan. Dito sa Paywa Medical Clinic, gumaling ako. Pasalamat ako sa kanya. Ngayon, wala na ako sakit.
Visit Paywa Medical Clinic Incorporated at 132 Chinkyang Street, Barangay 18, Pasay City, or reach out to these numbers for more information to learn more on how they can help you achieve optimal health.
Nakauwi na po ang fencing queen ng Hong Kong, walang iba kundi si Vivian Kong, matapos mapanalunan ang gold medal sa women's singles AP event ng French Olympics. Nagwagi si Kong sa isang sudden 13-12 death match laban sa local favorite na si Oriane Malo Bracton na taga Lyon, France.
Muli namang nakasungkit ng gintong medalya si Pinoy gymnast Carlos Yulo sa vault final ng Paris Olympics 2024. Nangibabaw si Yulo sa mga nakaharap nito kung saan nakakuha siya ng 15.433 points mula sa unang vault jump niya at 14.8 naman mula sa ikalawang jump. Nagtala si Yulo ng kasaysayan dahil siya lamang ang atletang Pilipino na nakakuha ng 2 gintong medalya sa iisang Olympics. Nitong Sabado ng gabi lang nakuha ni Yulo ang unang gintong medalya ng Pilipinas para sa floor exercise. Nakapagtala ng nakakamanghang flat 15 score si Yulo na may 6.6 difficulty at 8.4 sa execution upang maiuwi ang gintong medalya. Ito na ang pangatlong ginto sa kasaysayan ng bansa matapos na urang masungkit ni Heidelin Diaz ang gintong medalya sa weightlifting competition ng 2020 sa Tokyo Olympics. Sa Pasadena, California naman, umakit ng mga gaming enthusiast ng SoCal Retro Gaming Expo dahil sa mga classic video games at consoles, hard-to-find collectibles at mga kapanapanabik na pro tournaments. Narito ang report ni Eva at Allen.
In an age where your video game collection didn't live on the cloud, passionate gamers either had to head down to the local arcade or hunker down with pixel-heavy home console titles.
And for one weekend, the nostalgia and spirit of classic gaming is rekindled, courtesy of the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo.
Even the younger generations, they come with their dads that were, that play with these games when they were little, and then seeing them introduced to the younger generations their classic games, it just feels good to kind of help with that myself. That I bring the stuff for them to be able to share with them. So pass on the torch.
A lot of the items that we have on display here are catalog promotional items that you could only get when you mail away, and these items have become highly collectible and very hard to obtain for certain pieces. So a lot of the clothing pieces you'll see actually do come out of the Nintendo Power Supplies catalog. It's pretty enjoyable to see people come through and appreciate the exhibit and to share the same level of enthusiasm that I have for the clothing. So just really having everyone come around and to kind of give off a positive aura and just to be excited for the display it's very rewarding.
Also rewarding was the big money payout at this year's Classic Tetris World Championship.
Right now, $25,000 prize pool available for the top players, and it continues to grow. These people are playing 3 hours, 4 hours a day in preparation for this event, but then also playing 1 to 2 hours just to stay fresh and on the online events and circuits to continue becoming a pro Tetris player, winning multiple prizes. It takes a village. Join the community. We'll help you get there.
At this event, picking up that game you missed out on in your youth is a real possibility.
But you may want to decide on a spending cap before proceeding. Otherwise, you may need a wheelbarrow to haul away all of your gaming treasure.
Reporting from the Pasadena Convention Center in Pasadena, California, Ivan Allen from Matalang Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
And good news para sa mga ARMY dahil isa na naman miyembro ng BTS ang nanguna sa Billboard Global Charts. Pasok po ngayon ang solo single ni BTS Jimin na Who sa Billboard Global 200 and Billboard Exclusive US Charts. Kasunod dito ang pagkilala sa kanya bilang ikalawang miyembro ng BTS na nanguna sa Billboard Charts habang si Jungkook naman ang nasa unang pwesto. Inilabas naman ang kantang Who noong July 19 na nakapagtala ng 90.5 million streams at nakapagbenta ng nasa 129,000 copies sa buong mundo. Dagdag pa rito ang nasa 76 million streams sa Global Exclusive US and 76,000 sold-out copies sa US mula July 19 hanggang 25. Samantala, 4 na solo single ngayon ng BTS ang nakapasok sa Billboard charts na kinabibilangan ng mga kantang Standing Next to You, 3D, 7, and of course, Who.
Grabe, no? Ayaw talagang paawat na ng K-pop at yung BTS. Ibang level naman din talaga ng global success. Ano?
I'm sure, Nina, alam mo yung isa sa mga kanta nila.
Unahan mo na, Ricky Kim.
Hindi ba pala Friday, Monday pala?
Binawi. Sayang, akala ko maririnig natin si Ricky Matay na kumanta Lunes na Lunes.
Diba,
kakatila lang ng ulan sa labas.
Diba? Tapos ulan na naman pag kumanta tayo. Pero hindi, ay yung talagang congratulations talaga ng mga Asians talaga, no?
Totoo, tama.
Kahit saan kahit saan bahagi ng mundo talaga ay nandiyan sila. Kahit sa dulo pa ng mundo,
diba?
Mayroong K-pop at talaga na
ganun tayo. Kapag pag Pinoy, iba talaga mga Pinoy. Pag Korea, iba talaga mga Asians.
Asians.
Proud pa rin tayo, syempre.
And of course, speaking of, diba, congratulations to the Philippine team kay Carlos Yulo. Ayan po, naging laman ng ating mga reels, ng ating mga feeds sa lahat ng social media. Back-to-back gold. Kaya nga may isang meme, Nina, ang Pilipinas daw left the group na of Southeast Asian countries that doesn't have yet a gold.
We're sorry, but parang ganun pa, diba? Meron na tayong mapagmalaking ginto.
Yan. At there's more chances pa for us to win the
hindi
gold.
Pa tapos.
Hindi pa tapos. Oo. Kaya mamaya abangan natin.
Tama si Direk updated, nakakatuwa.
Direk Mads, i-text mo kami mamaya ni Nina.
Oo, para isasama natin yan sa i-report bukas.
Correct. So good luck to the rest of the Philippine team competing in the Paris Olympics. At tandaan po, narito kami para maghatid ng balita sa amang dako ng mundo. Muli, ako po si Ricky Matay.
At ako naman si Nina Richie Alagaw Flores. Ito ang Mata ng Agila International. Para sa mga balitang nangyari sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, punta naman tayo kay Alma Angeles para sa Net25 World News. Take it away, Alma.
Thank you, Nina and Ricky. This is Alma Angeles, and you're watching Net25 World News. On tonight's top stories. The United States is providing continued support to Israel as it prepares for a potential response from Iran following the assassination of a Hamas leader in Tehran.
I don't know what they're going to do or when they're going to do it, but we got to make darn sure that we're ready and that we have the capabilities in the region to be able to help Israel defend itself and, quite frankly, defend our own people, our own facilities, our own national security interests.
Tropical storm Debbie has rapidly intensified into a hurricane with its path now aimed at the Big Bend area of Florida's Gulf Coast.
In this pink area, from roughly Tampa Bay northward around to Appalachia Bay, is under a storm surge warning. What does a storm surge warning mean? That means that a life-threatening storm surge is possible.
And Carlos Adriel Yulo of the Philippines has secured the gold medal in the men's vault, earning his second gold at the Paris Olympics. With this achievement, Yulo becomes the first Filipino to win multiple gold medals in a single Olympic Games. The news starts now. The United States continues to assist Israel in preparing for a potential response from Iran following the assassination of a Hamas leader in Tehran, according to John Kirby, the coordinator for strategic communications at the National Security Council. Kirby, who made his comments on Fox News Sunday, stated that the U.S. still believes a ceasefire deal is the best way to bring this war to an end.
I would just say a couple of things. Number one, we still believe a ceasefire deal is the best way to bring this war to an end. It's all forces to the region. Look, when the Supreme Leader says he's going to avenge, we have to take that seriously. Now, I don't know what they're going to do or when they're going to do it, but we got to make darn sure that we're ready and that we have the capabilities in the region to be able to help Israel defend itself and, quite frankly, defend our own people, our own facilities, our own national security interests.
Well, to that
we've also been very, very consistent about proving, not just with words, but with action, that we're going to stand up and defend Israel. I mean, on April 13th, when Iran launched 300 missiles and drones, the United States had aircraft, fighter planes in the air to knock them down. We've now added additional naval and air assets to the region to help defend Israel again. I think we've proven time and time again that we're going to support Israel.
And very quickly.
Meanwhile, Jonathan Feiner, the White House National Security Council Deputy Advisor, noted on ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos that the United States is deploying additional military resources to the Middle East to prepare for every possibility.
George, I won't lay out what I expect Iran to do because I don't think we want to show our hand in that way. But I will tell you we are preparing for every possibility, just as we did in advance of April 13th when Iran attacked Israel and the United States and a coalition of our partners and allies worked with Israel to defeat that attack. In the current moment, as you just said, the Pentagon is moving significant assets to the region to prepare for what may be another need to defend Israel from an attack, while simultaneously we are working very hard to de-escalate this situation diplomatically, because we do not believe that a regional war is in anyone's interest in the current moment, and that is something that we've been trying to avoid since October 7th. Yeah, I want to other than to say, in close coordination and conjunction with our Israeli allies and other partners and allies in the region, we are doing everything possible to make sure that this situation does not boil over, even in the context of providing significant assets, U.S. assets, and the help of other countries to defend Israel should the need arise again. Well, look, we've been quite clear both publicly, and President Biden has been on the record about this a number of times, and also privately to the Israelis and to other partners in the region, that we think this ceasefire and hostage deal has to take place as soon as possible. This would be the best outcome, we believe, for Israel's security, certainly for the hostages themselves who have been through an unimaginable ordeal, but also certainly for the Palestinians living in Gaza and for the wider region to just turn the temperature down on this entire situation and create the possibility for a more peaceful future and improve the humanitarian situation in Gaza.
Iran is not looking to escalate regional tensions, but believes it needs to punish Israel to prevent further instability, according to the Foreign Ministry spokesperson on Monday.
جمهوری اسلامی ایران در استفاده از حق ذاتی خود مبتنی بر اصول و قواعد و قوانین و مقررات حقوق بین الملل در تأمین امنیت خود و تنبیه متجاوز حتما اقدام جدی و بازدارنده خود رو با قوت، قدرت، با قاطعیت و با صلابت انجام خواهد داد.
Multiple countries, including the U.S., the United Kingdom, Sweden, and Jordan, have already advised their citizens to leave Lebanon amid escalating tensions between Israel and Lebanon-based Hezbollah. Tropical storm Debbie rapidly transformed into a full-fledged hurricane late Sunday, setting its sights on the Big Bend area of Florida's Gulf Coast. The U.S. National Hurricane Center has issued warnings of life-threatening storm surges. Bernadette Rangini reports.
Tropical storm Debbie is picking up steam as it churns its way through the Gulf of Mexico en route to Florida.
This is Jamie Rome, Deputy Director with the National Hurricane Center, coming to you with an update on Tropical Storm Debbie, which is quickly becoming a serious threat for portions of the Florida coastline. We're going to talk about storm surge today, and particularly this area in this pink area from roughly Tampa Bay northward around to Appalachia Bay is under a storm surge warning. What does a storm surge warning mean? That means that a life-threatening storm surge is possible in that area and expected, especially in the middle portion, the Big Bend here. Why is this area under a storm surge warning, and why is it life-threatening? Well, let's look at the forecast for how much storm surge that area could get. This red area here corresponds to a forecast of 6 to 10 feet. Now, I stand 6 feet tall. If that forecast materializes, it's over my head. But this is
Michael Brennan of the National Hurricane Center says heavy rain is forecast to drench the state.
We're expecting widespread rainfall totals of 10 to 20 inches with isolated amounts as high as 30 inches. That would be record-breaking rainfall associated with a tropical cyclone for both the states of Georgia and South Carolina if we got up to the 30-inch level. And it's important to put that amount of rainfall into context, because what we're most concerned about is the potential for catastrophic flooding.
Brennan tells residents to take the warnings of flash flooding seriously.
I want to quickly go over what that high risk of flash flooding means. That means we're expecting widespread flash flooding, severe widespread flash flooding, and areas that don't normally flood will also experience flooding. And these high-risk days are where we see the majority of property damage and a large portion of the loss of life due to freshwater flooding, which has been the biggest killer in tropical storms and hurricanes in the United States over the last 10 years. So this is a very serious situation. You're going to want to pay attention to any flood watches or warnings that are issued and be prepared to move to higher ground as we go through the week.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has urged the state's residents to make emergency preparations in advance of the storm's arrival.
So it's going to be wet. We're going to have a lot of inundation. That is going to present hazards and it's going to present challenges, but we will respond appropriately, and we have everything staged that we wanted to have staged.
Bernadette Regini for Net 25 World News.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned far-right thuggery and warned that perpetrators would face legal consequences after violent anti-immigration protests led to hotels being targeted.
I utterly condemn the far-right thuggery we've seen this weekend. Be in no doubt, those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law. The police will be making arrests. Individuals will be held on remand, charges will follow, and convictions will follow. If you target people because of the colour of their skin or their faith, then that is far right, and I'm prepared to say so. But it doesn't matter what apparent motivation there is. This is violence, it is not protest. It doesn't matter what the motivation is.
The protests erupted following a knife attack at a children's dance class in Southport, where 3 girls were killed. Misleading information suggested the suspect was an immigrant and a radical Islamist, though police clarified he was British-born and not linked to terrorism. Protests spread to cities including Liverpool, Bristol, and Manchester, resulting in arrests, vandalism, and injuries to police officers. Australia raised its terror alert level to probable from possible today, citing an increase in extremist views in the country, leading to a more than 50% chance of the planning of an onshore attack in the next 12 months.
I want to reassure Australians, probable does not mean inevitable, and it does not mean there is intelligence about an imminent threat or danger. But the advice that we've received is that more Australians are embracing a more diverse range of extreme ideologies, and it is our responsibility to be vigilant. To be clear, this is the same threat level that was in place in Australia for more than 8 years before it was lowered in November of 2022. Since then, we've seen a global rise in politically motivated violence and extremism. Many democracies are working to address this, including our friends in the United States and in the United Kingdom. There are many things driving this global trend towards violence. Governments around the world are concerned about youth radicalisation, online radicalisation, and the rise of new mixed ideologies.
Mike Burgess, Director General of the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation, the country's main intelligence agency, said the decision was not a direct response to tensions in the Middle East.
Our decision is not a direct response to the tragic events in the Middle East. At this stage, we do not believe any of the terrorist plots we have investigated in the last year have been inspired by Gaza. Terrorist leaders offshore are not inspiring attacks onshore. This is why we did not raise the threat level in the immediate aftermath of the 7th of October. Indirectly, though, there have been important and relevant impacts. The conflict has fueled grievances, promoted protest, exacerbated division, undermined social cohesion, and elevated intolerance. Because of these complex dynamics, it would also be inaccurate to suggest the next terrorist attack or plot is likely to be motivated by a twisted view of a particular religion or a particular ideology. The threat is across the board. In the last 4 months, there have been 8 attacks or disruptions that have either involved alleged terrorism or have been investigated as potential acts of terrorism.
Protesters storm and loot Bangladesh Prime Minister Hasina's residence after she resigned and fled the country. Army Chief General Waqar Uzzaman announced Hasina's resignation in a televised address to the nation and said an interim government would be formed. Media reports said Hasina, 76, was flown in a military helicopter with her sister and was headed to India. The CNN News 18 television channel said she had landed in Agartala, the capital of India's northeastern state of Tripura, across the eastern border of Bangladesh. Reuters could not immediately verify the reports. Student activists had called for a march to the capital Dhaka on Monday in defiance of a nationwide curfew to press Hasina to resign, a day after deadly clashes across the country killed nearly 100 people. About 150 people were killed in protests last month. Bangladesh has been engulfed by protests and violence that began last month after student groups demanded scrapping of a controversial quota system in government jobs. Wildfire danger is escalating across the U.S. 85 major blazes are currently burning, forcing evacuations for thousands. In California's Central Valley, residents are under threat as 21 of these fires have prompted evacuation orders. Up north, firefighters are waging a relentless battle against the Park Fire, the nation's largest wildfire. Air crews are dropping water and fire retardant while ground crews are working to contain the flames by clearing away trees. Adrian Freeman with the U.S. Forest Service in California said crews are taking advantage of improving weather conditions to push back the fire.
Okay, so what we're doing today is taking advantage of the weather. We are actually seeing some precipitation up here in Mineral. Our intent is to get just as close as we possibly can to the active edge of the fire and try to stop it where it is, using these conditions to our advantage to slow down the movement of this fire.
Threat to vegetation approximately 5 acres, rapid rate of spread in the area of Upper Park Road and Wildwood Avenue in the Chico MTV.
I have a full base camp set up in Red Bluff now. So it's like having 2 Type 1 incident bases established. So just between the 2 camps, it's over 5,000 right now. That's 2,500 each camp almost. It's almost split in half. We've got a lot on our plate, and if it was a single team, it would be very difficult to manage everything, being an hour away from each base camp. I've never seen a fire grow that fast. It burned 150,000 acres in 24 hours.
In Atlanta, Georgia, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump and running mate J.D. Vance promised to tighten immigration, increase trade tariffs on China, and boost U.S. manufacturing. Trump criticized the recent U.S.-Russia prisoner exchange and attacked Kamala Harris' racial identity and policies as vice president. Reporting from Atlanta, here's Philip Toledo.
During the Republican presidential campaign rally here in Atlanta, Georgia, despite congratulating Russian President Vladimir Putin on the prisoner swap last week, he criticizes the deal, saying it was horrible and sets a bad precedent.
I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal. Did you see the deal we made? Now, look, we want to get people in. You know, we got 59 hostages. I never paid anything. They released some of the greatest killers anywhere in the world, some of the most evil killers they got, and we got our people back. But boy, we make some horrible, horrible deals, and it's nice to say we got them back, but does that set a bad precedent?
Meanwhile, Trump continues his attack on Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris's character and the policies she has promoted as vice president. Trump warns that if Harris wins, it will be an immigration nightmare. He says if he wins, however, he will launch the largest deportation operation in the history of the country.
If Harris wins, a never-ending stream of illegal alien rapists, MS-13 animals, and child predators will flood into your communities. If I win on day one, we will begin the largest deportation operation in American history. Have no choice. We have no choice. No country can sustain this.
Trump continues to raise questions about the vice president's racial identity. Earlier in the day, the Trump campaign made a proposal to debate Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris on Fox News on September 4th. The Harris campaign, however, countered that Trump was trying to back out of a debate that had already been set to run on ABC. Harris says she plans to participate in the originally planned debate. Included in things promised by Trump during the rally are additional trade tariffs on China, ending the Russia-Ukraine war, and building an Iron Dome missile defense shield to protect the country. Philip Toledo in Atlanta, Georgia for Net 25 World News. Back to you, Alma.
Thank you, Philip. Besides Kamala Harris, who else did Trump criticize in his speech at the rally in Georgia?
Yes, Alma. The former president also dedicated much of his speech to attacking Governor Brian Kemp and Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Both men are Republicans and drew the president's wrath for failing to overturn the election results, which were his loss to Biden here in the state back in 2020. Back to you, Alma.
Thank you, Philip. We'll keep a close eye on the campaign and bring you the latest updates. A heat wave is gripping Japan with temperatures soaring to dangerous levels across the country. The scorching heat wave shows no signs of letting up. Temperatures have hit a record-breaking 38.7 degrees Celsius in some parts of the country, and over 300 locations are experiencing temperatures above 35 degrees.
これちょっとなんか凍ってるもので凍らして首にかけると結構ちょっと気持ち的にちょっと下がるんですね、自分の体温が。はい。
そう、今後がすごく心配だなと思っていて、この子たちの将来、地球がどうなってしまうのかとか、そういうことはすごい、心配ですね。
People are struggling to cope with the extreme heat. The elderly population is particularly vulnerable to heat stroke. In Tokyo's Adachi Ward, 97-year-old Shigezo Shinohara is staying safe and cool indoors in his air-conditioned room. Hiroko Kondo, a nurse at Grace Home Care Services, says temperatures are reaching dangerous levels.
最近本当に日本って今日も最高気温が36度とか名古屋なんて38度って朝言ってたので人の体温並みに体温以上に暑いところもあったりしてとにかくここ数年暑くて暑いんですよ。
Meteorologists are warning that this heat wave could last for another month, and authorities are urging people to stay hydrated, avoid outdoor activities during peak hours, and check on elderly neighbors. Ahead of the program, Carlos Edriel Yula of the Philippines has clinched the gold medal in the men's vault, marking his second gold at the Paris Olympics. And this historic win makes Yula the first Filipino athlete to achieve multiple gold medals in a single Olympic Games. When Net25 World News returns.
Join us in this insightful episode where we dive deep into the business of driving schools to positive territories. We'll also explore the vital role driving schools play in shaping competent drivers and enhancing road safety. Behind the wheels is Miss Connie Bugtong, owner of iRise Driving School.
It all boils down to defensive driving. Kasi on the road, you can really encounter a lot of people. So kailangan hindi mainitin yung ulo natin because we have a family waiting for us to be home safely.
Open for business with Cesar Vallejos, Sunday, 9 p.m.
Sunday 25.
A Vietnamese ship arrived at a port in the Philippine capital today to kick off the first ever joint Coast Guard exercise in the Manila Bay this week by both countries. Friday's drill will be the first between the two Southeast Asian nations, which have competing claims over some parts of the South China Sea and have had run-ins with China's Coast Guard in the disputed waterway. During a state visit to Vietnam by Philippine President Marcos Jr. in January, Manila and Hanoi signed two agreements to boost cooperation between their coast guards and to prevent untoward incidents in the South China Sea. Vietnam CSB 8002 will carry out training exercises during its 5-day port call with the Philippines' 83-meter offshore patrol vessel BRP Gabriela Silang. Philippine Coast Guard officials said the joint exercises on Friday will focus on search and rescue and fire and explosion prevention.
Well, mahalaga ito pagka we're building a partnership at pinapakita natin na pwede palang magkasundo yung dalawang bansa na merong problema tungkol doon sa West Philippine Sea. Pero pwedeng template tayo ng pag-build ng stronger relationship at baka may apply din natin doon sa mga ibang bansang may mga claims sa atin. So pwede naman palang magkasundo, pwedeng makapag-usap, pwedeng i-de-escalate yung situation sa pamamagitan ng mga ganitong mga activities.
Indonesian police and customs have arrested 2 people allegedly linked to a marijuana smuggling case, where the drugs were en route from Thailand to the United Kingdom through Indonesia, according to authorities today.
Kita berhasil menyita kurang lebih 81 kilogram ya. 113 kilogram. 113 kilogram ganja yang akan dikirim ke Eropa. Ini fenomena baru karena dari Thailand masuk ke Indonesia dulu baru kirim ke Eropa.
The 2 Indonesian suspects allegedly received the marijuana hidden in packages containing bed covers and cat toys from a Thai national whom police are still chasing. If found guilty of violating Indonesia's strict narcotics law, the suspects could face the death penalty or life imprisonment. In 2022, Indonesia's Constitutional Court rejected a judicial review of the country's narcotics law that would have paved the way for legalizing marijuana for medicinal use. Carlos Edriel Yula of the Philippines soared to the top of the podium in the men's vault, securing his second gold medal at the Paris Olympics on Sunday. Armenian gymnast Artur Davtyan won the silver.
Grabe po yung experience, grabe. Sobrang thankful kay God, grateful and blessed. Binigyan niya ako ng mga taong totoong sinusuportahan po ako and nagtiwala po sa akin ng lubos.
Executed the perfect Reese Guang vault, scoring 15.433 points. His second vault, Akasamatsu double twist, earned him clinch his second gold medal in as many days, having previously become the first Filipino to win an Olympic gymnastics title in the floor exercise on Saturday. President Marcos Jr. congratulated Yulo on his historic achievement. In a social media post early Monday, Marcos expressed his pride, stating, "No words can express how proud we are of you, Kaloy, and you have achieved gold for the Philippines not once, but twice. Yulo is the first Filipino to win multiple gold medals in a single Olympics." And finally, in our news, K9 competitors took Pacifica by storm this weekend as the World Dog Surfing Championships crowned its newest wave riding champions. From tiny terriers to colossal canines, dogs of all shapes and sizes caught some serious air.
So this is Isa, and I'm David Fasoli, surf dog from Pleasanton, California. You know, we started off coming here for our first year. We just randomly got what's going on in the bay, and it was a dog surfing competition. She was on, she was in the pool on the surfboard and in the ocean on the surfboard. We decided to sign up, and it's to raise money for dogs in need, awareness for dogs in need. So that was kind of the draw for us. My friend's daughter's in here with us, and we do a little tandem. So it's to put smile on kids' faces, people's faces, everybody's faces.
Well, what's going through my head is the waves were pretty powerful today. It's a good day for dog surfing. Yeah, we were able to catch all the waves we wanted. My heart, I hope Ava performed well. I hope everyone enjoyed watching, and I hope she won. Oh, she loves it. I think the crowd excites her. Getting out in the water excites her. Getting on the board. Yeah, and the competition here is great. You know, there's so many people, nice people here, and those folks that put it on, so it's pretty awesome.
So I actually found out about this event really last minute. Someone in a group chat mentioned that there were gonna be dogs surfing, and I was really intrigued. I was like, how many times do you get to see dogs surfing? So I woke up my roommate at 9 a.m. and I was like, do you wanna go watch dogs surf? And she was like, hell yeah. So that's what brought us here.
Now, the event was more than just a splashing good time. It was a fundraiser for local animal charities, proving that even our furry friends can make a big splash. And with that, we end tonight's broadcast. For everyone here on Net 25 World News, I'm Alma Angeles. Thank you for joining us. Good night.